Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. I'm here today with Anu Peshawaria. She is an attorney who can practice in the Supreme Courts of both India and the United States, a unique combination. Anu, you have been updating our viewers about the ongoing saga where there was a fake university that was started by the Department of Homeland Security in the United States in Detroit-based suburb called Farmington. And this fake university was started to try and ensnare a lot of operators who were giving false promises of giving education. Now, the interesting thing about this university was there was no classroom, there were no classes, yet a lot of people seem to have signed up. And finally, this whole thing has been busted. And unfortunately, a consequence of this is that many students have been imprisoned. And we talked about this in our previous episode a couple of days back. And I would urge our viewers to go back and watch that episode. We will give a link for that at the end of this video. But Anuji, please give us an update on what has happened in the last 48 hours.
So, in order to understand why and what is happening now, one has to understand the background. The background is that USCIS, the United States government, has created an altogether fake university. When you create a fake university, you cannot entrap people. You cannot give somebody a bait and say that you fall for it. And people who are staying in different parts of the United States, for example, they were studying in various other universities. Now, they laid a trap for them to come to this university so that they would get certain benefits to work in the United States. Now, when they give somebody a bait like this, that you can work in the United States anywhere and you can come and join this university, and the university is registered with the education board. So if they go back and check, they see that the university is registered with the education board, then on top of it, they issue them original I-20s. I-20 is a document which is used for F1 status. So they give them an original I-20, and then based on that original I-20, you even give them a driving license. So people are on the road driving, they could hit somebody or they could damage somebody. You've given them a fake ID, you've given them a fake driving license. How many fake things can you do? Where does the person draw a line? So this is what is irking me, that how far can the US government really go in this? There are two sides of the same coin.
This is absolutely true, fascinating. You know, this is almost sounds like mens rea, application of mind did not happen when they founded this fake university. And anybody who's doing due diligence from India, they saw everything was real. There was an accredited institution. So please continue. This is very, very interesting.
So the students, for example, fall bait to this because they were already harassed. You see how the students were already harassed. I've attended a lot of seminars where hundreds of students from Silicon Valley had come and attended some of my seminars. And they were telling me about what they were facing from other universities. In the other universities also, their masters were being de-recognized. Now a person has paid 3 years, 4 years to be in a master's program, and suddenly his master's is de-recognized. Those children were literally saying, what do we do?
Anu, on what reason was the master's de-recognized?
They will find some flaw with the university. But when they give the approval to the university, at that time, they don't find those flaws. They find those flaws 4 years later when the person has paid so much money to the university. And now he's a legal resident of the United States. After 4 years, when he studied, you can't suddenly de-recognize. This is the main thing which is happening in this case, which people are not realizing. What Indian government is doing is, Indian government is helping the students to find them from the prisons. Just let's find them so that they are safe, which I understand that Indian government has to see that its citizens are safe. But after safe, they need legal advice. And the legal advice that is going forward to them is not 100% accurate, because there is panic among these students. Everybody is saying something different. There are at least, I think, 10 to 15 non-profit organizations here in the United States, which are called non-governmental agencies in India. They've all sprung up. They're all providing help. These students have come legitimately. That is the reason. They have come and spent their hard-earned money, their parents' money. I do not know how many students have spent their wealth. Their parents have collected little money from small villages in Andhra Pradesh to send these students here. These students are not illiterate. They've all done certain masters in India. They are smart kids. They are the gold mine of India and the gold mine of United States. Why are both the governments doing such a job to to these students? These students need to be heard, but the students are panicking because students they don't know what to do, which side to listen to, because they're afraid if they stay here, then they will have illegal presence and they will be deported. And if they go on a voluntary departure, they're anyway self-deporting. And once they've gone, who knows whether they'll come back or not.
So, so this looks like now we are uncovering various flavors and various layers in terms of like what has been the transgression that has happened, whether it is legal or not. At this point, let's not look at that. But Anu, if there are so many different, scenarios, where would the students turn to find a reliable source of information where they can at least look at the frequently asked questions and then say, okay, this applies to me, this does not apply to me? Is there any website like that might be able to give them at least a first level of information that is reliable?
I did speak to a lot of these agencies, and I gave them a lot of list of questions, and many of them I saw them posting it on the websites, those questions, and they have been responding to people, which I admire. That a lot of these agencies are trying their best for no benefit to them, but they are doing it. Similarly, Indian government is also trying to reach them in various far-flung areas. So they are setting up nodal officers who are going and meeting them in the prisons. It's not easy to locate these people. Some of the students have not even given out their own information to them. So Indian government is also trying. It's like a witch hunt looking for people because they're afraid. If they come out, then they're penalized, because many of them, the ones we have to clearly distinguish between perpetrators of crime and those who have been duped here. So the perpetrators of crime could be the ones who are arranging all these visas for people. They have made $250,000 each of them. Those people need to be caught, which may be 5 or 6 or 8 or 10. The rest of the 10,000 people who are getting affected and close to 600 students who are being deported, does it make any sense to create a panic between India and United States at this time?
Anu, is the number as high as 10,000? That's mind-boggling.
It's a lot of students have been affected. You see, because lots of students have been, not only with this one Farmington University, there is Northwestern University in California, there are numerous other universities in all of United States. They are continuously happening. This happened to Tri-Valley before. This happened in another fake university before in 2015. They've been continuously doing this. So the point is that when you grant status to somebody, you need to know at that time whether the university is real or not. And if they are mongerers, if there are people like this who are doing, then both United States and Indian government needs to take action. You think Indian government does not know that there are some of these false educational agents in India who are doing this on a regular basis? They need to catch those mongers. And United States government needs to see that everything is foolproof with the universities. So if you are wanting money to come into United States, if you're wanting STEM research people to pay a lot of money to the government here in United States, they need to take action on their own. Everywhere there will be people who will bait the system, but does not mean that the fallout is so heavy that it hurts every small family in India, in some remote village, or wherever in the world. In this point, a lot of Indians have been affected because Indians are smart. So they come to study, but doesn't mean you use them in this manner.
I would urge the Ministry of External Affairs to get ahead of this story and try and find some people who understand the complications and the complexities of this. And I completely agree with you that people have paid their hard-earned savings into this. And if the United States expects students to come pay their way here, they need to also ensure that the schools that these kids are signing up for are legit and that these degrees are worth something. So
rather they should tell the students that, listen, this is not a legit university. You should not sign up for it. Later on, if there is an issue, you will be banned. So if that student after that signs that document, yes, I will be banned, I'm legitimately going for this, then he's knowingly going for it. But if you're just, talking to somebody, giving him a bait, everybody does that a little bit. Listen, I'll try to get you into the United States. Do you think there is a way, there is a loophole? That's not the issue. The issue is you need to be careful about what you do. You're taking a lot of money of hard-earned people in India. That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
And now it's election season in India, so this is going to get really, it's going to become big. So, Anu, please, hopefully you'll come back to us with more updates of this nature. And I'm hoping that viewers, the parents, everybody involved, watch PGurus for breaking news. We want to give you the real facts. The situation does look a little bit grim, and you do need to come and find out what exactly is the reality. Some of your children may be headed back home. In fact, in our previous hangout, we said that they may not be able to apply for 3 years, right? They can't apply.
Yes. There is a memo. There is a memo, which is August 9th memo, which people keep talking about. There's an August 9th memo. This memo was there from day one, that 180 days when you stay in this country, you become illegal. So the point is, what is the ground of the legality? These people are not illegal. That's what is, there is a false rumor that these people are getting illegal. So all of them are scampering and running back. So they are actually self-deporting. That's what the object of the government is, to create a fear and a panic so that everybody runs away. And that's what's happening. Unfortunately, they are being successful. So people are running without realizing what their rights are and what they could do.
So we're not going to tell you to pick up the phone and start badgering Miss Anu Peshawaria, but at least you do know that there is some information available, and many of the non-governmental agencies are also trying to help you. Hopefully, this will play itself out soon. And thank you very much for joining our channel, Anu.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.